Hey, hello guys. It's John here. I'm back with another Lantern game and my broken English and my shitty microphone, so you guys can be delighted to see me again. Um, I've been away for some time, Ryan, because I was actually transitioning into Magic Online, and my list is still not complete here. I'm playing only two Mox Opals because I don't have the money to afford the other two right now. So I'm playing with one extra land and one extra Spire of Industry, the two Mox Opal, and on the place of this, the the extra Mox Opal, I'm using a extra Pithing Needle on the main deck, which otherwise would be in my on my sideboard, and I'm playing a extra collective brutality because I don't have Infernal Tutor as well. So this is the changes I've made. It still plays pretty nice. You lose a couple percentage points, but it's not a big deal. And then on the sideboard, I'm using an extra destroy effect. I'm using quite disrepair because a lot of burn has been played. Because I have the extra slot since the Pithing Needle is on the main deck. Uh, I'm doing this video just to update you guys on why I'm not being posting some games. Since my list is all fucked up, I'm not been recording a lot, so I'm only going to start recording actually MTGO games, and I'm going to do some more commented games and not speed up replays, because since we play with Python Needle, the replay option from Magic Online is broken, so we can actually record the replay and do it stop by stop and playing explaining what happened, which does happen on this game I'm gonna show, which is the reason I'm just gonna show the game one from a lantern mirror I played. On all three games you can pretty much understand why what is the theory behind the lantern games, which is the meal superiority. The most interesting plays would be on game 3, which was the longest and the more less straightforward one, where I had to Pithing Needle some Murox, which I did have just to stall the game because I was behind. So I had to Pithing Needle like a Codex Shredder, which I had two and my opponent had two, just because he had Leyline also, and I had to stall the game until I could draw something in which I would tilt the game in my favor. A lot of things happen, and I eventually put a Leyline down. I took Codex Shredder. I named his Pithing Needle, and I find a way to control his own Pithing Needle, so he couldn't lock my Academy Ruins and my Ghost Quarters, and I just got ahead with the Good Colors Bell. But let's just see the game 1 replay, which is the one that the Pithing Needle only comes on the last turn of the game, so it doesn't crash right at the beginning. It's a very fast game, just a couple of minutes and stuff happening. I'll just show it so I can comment on it and maybe put something on the table of the usual lantern mirror discussion, where people doesn't like to cut lantern, some people do like to cut lantern. Let's just see what happens. I mulligan and down, and I get an ancient steerings on top, which I leave there. I knew what my opponent was playing because I met him like 3 or 4 days ago. We did play, and when I put two times I started playing with him. I played turn 1. I put my land down, and I put a mill rock down, and the guy conceded. Okay, you could argue it's I don't know, someone who concedes to lantern doesn't like to play against it. But one of the times I saw him playing a Dark Slick Shores, and the other actual deck which does play the Dark Slick Shores are Ad Nauseam and some sort of Grixis control, and both of these decks have a little bit of game against the lantern. Grixis is very good. Ad Nauseam, the guys usually think, oh, okay, I can get past Bridget, it's not a big deal to me, until they see a lantern actually has Python Needle and a lot of stuff to stop them. So I thought, okay, he's playing Dark Slick Shores, He discarded me with some discard or something, and conceded. And the other time I put just a mill rock down and he conceded, so it wouldn't be ad nauseum because of the discard. And if it was a Pyxis control, he would play because it's a good game for him probably. So I thought he was on Lantern, and I don't think he remembered me because of the hand he kept. Why I kept this hand? We have 2 different kinds of millstones, and 3 total, which he doesn't have a way to stop. It would be will be good enough on the match because it's 3 millstones, and will most likely afford me to win against a Whir build because they play less millstones. I have a Pro Decay for eventual Pithing Needle and 2 lands. Of course, you can count on keeping all of this stuff because of these cards, but it's something you have to do, right? Okay, he starts with a turn 1 Dark Slick and he discards me. He writes his go for the Codex Shredder, leaving me with 2 Ghoul Color Spell, because if he draws a Pithing Needle, he can just name it and be on parity again. He plays the Mishra's Bauble and immediately blows it. If he was holding a millstone, he probably would have kept it. Him doing that makes me believe he doesn't have a millstone in hand. Okay, it comes to my turn. I just play the Ghoul Color Spell and pay the land and the Ghoul Color Spell. I don't steer it because it doesn't matter. If I get something good, I can play it, and he might discard on the next turn. And if he does that, I prefer he discards my Ancient Stirrings. So I just pass. He plays a Botanical Center and an Ancient Stirrings. He grabs a Gravedigger's Cage. At this time, I know for sure he doesn't have anything good, and he didn't show up anything good also on his Ancient Stirrings. So if I just deploy my millstones and find the Lantern on time, or he puts the Lantern down, I'll be golden. The fact that he actually played Gravedigger's Cage just makes me think that he's building up to Whir, but you can't read actually that much into it. On my turn, I draw the amazing Snaring Bridge on this matchup. Here I thought about just putting Ghoul Color Spell down and doing nothing because of the same region. If he top decks a discard spell, he can just grab whatever I take with Ancient Stirrings. But then I think, okay, if I actually come to a turn where I actually want to Abrupt Decay and play something else, the mana might be needed, and he for sure has to top deck a discard spell for me keeping Ancient Stirrings in hand being actually something that matters. And I didn't thought it was likely, so I just played the Ancient Stirrings now. First, before the Ghoul Color Spell, so I can see what I get. If I get the Lantern, I would probably have picked it. Here I saw I have Inventor Sword, which is a good card to get in the matchup, but Pithing Needle is better, so I just grabbed the Pithing Needle. And I play the Ghoul Color Spell and pass the turn. Okay, here on this turn, I think it's the turn that he loses the game, basically, because he puts the Lantern down, having no Mill Rocks, and I have 2. I thought, okay, he's doing that because he has a Pithing Needle in hand, and he's gonna name Ghoul Color Spell and play a Millstone, and this is what I think he's doing, because he's playing Millstone, and now he's gonna put the Pithing Needle down and name Ghoul Color Spell and get ahead. But then I have Abrupt Decay for that, and when he plays the Ancient Stirrings that he has in hand, I know I'm fine. I'm okay. He grabs I think a Mishra's Bauble because he didn't have anything better, and he plays it. What I would do here if I was the opponent, I would blow it on my own turn to force something, to force the Ghoul Color Spell so I would grab my Whir. If I didn't do nothing, he would grab the Whir, which is a good card. If I did something, I would loot Mox Opal. Maybe he thought, okay, lands doesn't matter because eventually I get it, but I actually wanted Mox Opal. If he did that, it would be actually better than just letting it go. Okay, my turn. I just draw the Mox Opal. I play it, and I play the Pithing Needle. Okay, here's where the game's gonna crash. So what would I do? I play the Pithing Needle, I would name the Lantern of Insight so it's get locked in place. The best thing he could do when I play the Pithing Needle would have to be blow up the lantern to shuffle my library, and so I wouldn't lock the game. But he didn't. Maybe he didn't knew how the matchup works very well, and he lets the Pithing Needle resolve. The only thing he does is Pyxis in response, which I don't understand why he did it. Uh, Having Whir is better than just milling a surgical, but I thought he felt he had to because he thought I would name Pithing Needle. But okay. Then he lets it resolve. I don't remember exactly what gets on top. Pithing Needle still work. He gets a Mox Opal on top. I got a Mishra's Bauble. Pithing Needle comes down, names Lantern of Insight, and I abrupt decay his Pyxis of Pandemonium. Opponent rightly concedes after that, and the thing is because Lantern of Insight was locked in the game and I have 2 millstones, I just had the game. Okay. In a couple of weeks or something like that, I'm gonna grab a better microphone, and I'm gonna start recording more games and commenting on them. I swear I'll talk less because my English is terrible, so you guys don't have to suffer through that. But anyway, see you guys.